Test, 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 test.
where did my little thing go? Oh, there it is. Good morning. Hey, we're hot. Good morning, good morning. I'm Ginny Castleberry, proud Althea board member and announcer. So I'm going to encourage everyone to start taking their seats. Remind everyone it's a great time to check that your phone is silent, or even off if you want to take a break for an hour. Turn your phone off. And a reminder, it's okay if you have a covered, closed-off drink in here. No food, of course, but drinks with a lid, because that way when they fall over and roll down the aisle, they don't leak. How's that? So what we like to do is start out by making some announcements. And the first one is our Community Connections. That is every Thursday on Zoom. It's free and open to everyone. It's at 11 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. And it's a group that helps us stay connected to each other. It went to Zoom over the pandemic, and it's stayed that way because it works for folks who still want to have a virtual connection. And it's led by Kathy Humphreys. Is she here? I don't think I see her yet. Anyway, if you want to know more, ask any of us that seem to be in the know, or ask Kathy Humphreys and she can tell you more. It's a different discussion topic every week, by the way. Coming soon, the Reverend Christina will be offering a workshop on how to pray the Althea way. Yes, we are based in something called affirmative prayer, and there are 3 keys to affirming what you want by utilizing the laws of the universe. So watch for more information soon. Everything I'm going to tell you about is often in your program. It's on the website. Sometimes it's listed in the dining room. So check us out online if you want to hear more about anything I tell you about. And also, speaking of prayer, after every service, if you would like a one-on-one affirmative prayer experience, you can do that with one of our prayer partners. And today's prayer partner is Rick Kitzman. Rick, wave that arm. So he will be available in the room, wow, you got a whistle, called Darwin's Den, which is just that way. If you walk through that hall, you'd walk straight into Darwin's Den. So immediately after the service, one-on-one. January 2024 at Althea means a big reboot for our Successful Sunday Kids program. And I am going to help coordinate that. I am going to help run that. But I'm also looking for other people who can help run it and help assist in running it. So with the assist part, think if you know a teenager who is into babysitting, is of that babysitting age, this does pay that assistant $25 every Sunday. So that's not too shabby for a less than 2-hour gig. If you have kids or know someone who has kids, encourage them to come on Sundays and drop their kid off with us. No earlier than about 10:10, but drop them off upstairs in the kids program room. We used to have 20 kids pre-pandemic, so our goal is to get right back up there. And it's a way for adults to enjoy the service and have their kids taken care of with some kids programming. So if you know anyone out there in the world who wants to do that, it also pays the coordinator every Sunday a bit more, about $50, which is also not too shabby for less than 2 hours. But we obviously need the right person. So if you want to know more about that, look online, reach out to us, talk to me about it. Let's see, what else? And next Sunday is Volunteer Appreciation. So come help us acknowledge all those members who have been in service in 2023. So that will be special next Sunday. And the kids program starts up next Sunday, by the way, and every Sunday after that, if that wasn't clear. As we are working to grow our membership, the process for becoming a member at Althea has been streamlined. If you are not already a member and would like to show your support in this way, which is super important to our sustainability, please speak to Ricky Stanton. Ricky? In the back, waving his arm. Bob Burkaw, our board pres, waving his arm. Or Reverend Christina, hanging out in the back, I think. We have a brief application to fill out, and then you'll receive a member card. An online membership sign-up option will also be available on the website, so share that. Let me see if there's anything else. There is no dining room service today because we know that folks are going to head on out to their New Year's Eve plans. And finally, as we draw a close to the end of this transformative year, I want to read to you a bit of what our beautiful ops team, especially Ricky, has put together, because we want to thank you for your support over the last 12 months. And as the treasurer, I care deeply about our financial sustainability, and we all understand that these lights don't keep themselves on. And so we also need, as we need your volunteer support, we need your spiritual support sitting in this room, we do need your financial support. So do think about that. And we have a heart full of gratitude for your unwavering support and love that each of you has poured into the Althea Center, your dedication. This is the heartbeat of our spiritual home, and sustaining its growth and allowing our shared vision to flourish is so important. And when we think about what's coming up in the year, this is going to make you feel so good about your own insurance bill, because I guarantee you you're not going to beat what Althea pays. We have, and so we're being transparent. In January, every year, we get hit with our, you ready for it? $20,000 annual insurance bill. Doesn't that make you feel so good? Don't you feel so good about what you're going to pay American Family Insurance? Anyway, and do know that Daryl and his team do everything they can to keep that down as much as possible, but this is an historic old building, and that's what we pay these days. So that's what's going to hit us in January. So your support is so important. And it's not just about the insurance bill. It's about everything else that keeps this place running, and all the people and projects and everything else that makes this a beautiful space. So whether your gift is big or small, you're going to continue to ensure that our sanctuary remains a beacon of love, compassion, and growth for all who seek it. And we want to take a moment to extend our heartfelt thanks to all of the donors and members over the past 12 months. It's been a cornerstone of all of our achievements. And remember, too, that your financial contributions aren't just that. They're also investments in the collective spirit of this building that's been around going on 101 years now, right? So everyone who came before us and everyone who will come after us. And remember that any donation you give is tax deductible. So that helps us, and it might help you a little bit too. And so in closing, because we're all clothed, we join our hearts and hands to let us continue to nurture the sacred space that we call home, and let us continue to support each other on the journey of spiritual growth and shared connection. Thanks to each and every one of you for being the light that illuminates the path for the Althea Center. And with that, I would like to introduce the woman who is our light and is herself an illuminated being. Please help me welcome the Reverend Christina Jones.
We honor everyone, including the land. This was Arapaho, Cheyenne, and Ute Nation land, and it is blessed. It is sacred. It is sanctified. And we also honor diversity here of all races, all sexual orientations, all religions, all faiths, even people that may not believe in a religion or believe in something that is God. We honor all of that. And we are aware of all the current and past atrocities that happens here, and that's why we're here. We're holding the light of consciousness and the light of oneness. We are awakening to a new spiritual path. We are walking through a new dawn in 2024. So anyone here, or even online, send us an email, go to altheacenter.org. But anyone here for the first time, raise your hand, and a flower will be given to you. Awesome, welcome. And so we usually do, welcome, we usually do a lunch, a free lunch. So Ricky, if you could see Ricky afterwards, Ricky, we could give them, get their name. And when you come back, you get a free lunch. So if anything, come back, get some free food. And now I'll turn it over to Rick Kitzman, who is our practitioner today, that will be praying us in. Thank you.
Good morning. Woohoo. Oh my God. Well, last day of the year, eh? I love this quote, if I can pull it up. Never underestimate the power of a small group of committed people to change the world. In fact, it is the only thing that ever has. Margaret Mead. So with that, let us just close our eyes, if you're comfortable. And let us just take a deep breath in and out. And just let the day be. Yes, this last day of the year. And yes, a year is made up of months and days and hours and minutes are made up of seconds. And what is between those seconds? Just be in this time, this now, this moment that is forever and yet so fleeting. And yes, Althea is a small group, but do not underestimate our power. And our power comes from that force, that power of love. For when we get quiet and when we get in tune with that stillness, that quiet voice within inside each and every one of us, we are touching our divinity. We are the divine. We need to look no further than within. And within is the universe. And so I know right here and right now that each and every one of us is a beacon of that light and love and laughter. And let us rejoice and give thanks for being on this side of the grass once again. For being alive and knowing that there is no one like you, like me, like all of us. There never will be, there never has been. And so you are the divine children of Spirit, of God, of Buddha, of Allah, of whatever you want to call that infinite force that has no name. And so, yes, I know that it may be easy to say these words inside this sacred space, but when we walk out that door, every space is sacred. Let us take this wisdom, this knowledge, this love, and let us give nothing but kindness and compassion to our world and to anyone everywhere we go. To that clerk, to that gardener, to the roofer, to our doctors and nurses, whomever we meet, they all wear the face of God. And let us show that kindness to ourselves as well. And so as we end this year and as tomorrow we begin a new one, each and every one of us gets to decide how we show up. And so let us show up with that kindness, that compassion, and that love. And let us release anything that is contrary to that. Let us let go of anything that pretends to be more powerful. And let us just embrace our oneness and give thanks for it. And together we say, and so it is.
Morning, everybody. Happy almost New Year. Deers drinking beer is how I celebrate, if you look at the pattern of my sweater. We'll begin with our statement of being. which we'll have there on the screen behind us. If you're able to stand and say it with me, please do so now. God is all, both invisible and visible. One presence, one mind, one power is all. This one that is all is perfect life, perfect love, and perfect substance. We are individualized expressions of God and are ever one with this perfect life, perfect love, and perfect substance. You know, if you'll remain standing, I have a lot of goals for the new year, but one of them in particular is to really believe the words of this song. I'm going to play it in my head every single person I meet in the year. If we could really believe this to every single person we meet, I think we go a long way toward the peace that we're looking for in the world. It is face of God. You are the face of God. I hold you in my heart. You are a part of me. You are the face of God. You are the face of love. I hold you in my heart. We are a family. You are of God.
Thank you, Chris. Didn't know you could sing. And that is beautiful. We are the face of God. And now, God in Expression, Greg Wilkins here. Today is our featured musician. He's a practitioner, sono alchemist. Greg Wilkins, who has worked with the healing power, vibration, and sound for over 30 years. He creates this sono alchemy by using paste earth, got it? Gong and traditional sacred sound instruments. Greg attended the Chicago Musical College and was a theory and composition major, as well as a percussionist. He also attended the State Institute of Sonology in the Netherlands, where he studied psychology and physiological effects of sound on the body, as well as acoustics and electroacoustics. He is a Reiki master and a Dishka blessing giver. Welcome, Greg.
Good morning. I have two readings for you this morning. The first one is from Rajneesh, an Indian philosopher, and the second one is a New Year prayer from Joyce Rupp, Out of the Ordinary. There is something in you which always remains in its intrinsic nature, never changing. It remains in its self-same essence, eternally so. That which does not change in you is the Buddha mind, the Satori, the Christ consciousness. A New Year prayer. Faithful companion, in this new year, I pray to live deeply with purpose, to live freely with detachment, to live wisely with humility, to live justly with compassion, to live lovingly with fidelity, to live mindfully with awareness, to live gratefully with generosity, to live fully with enthusiasm. Help me to hold this vision and to daily renew in it my heart, becoming ever more one with you, my truest self. Thank you. Good morning.
Well, another year has passed. And I hear people many times say, well, I'm glad that's over with. It's time for us to move on. Hopefully, let's get through this. I'm going to remind you to be in the present moment no matter what happens. On Christmas Eve, I was driving home and just heard it clear as day. Open the door in 2024. And I had source. Well, what's that all about? Is that for me? It's like, it's for everybody and not just for you. Yes, we all have an ego. Shows up every now and then. And I was like, open the door. And I took that into meditation Christmas Day. Stop holding back and open the door. Because everyone's praying for peace, and I realized there is peace. Peace be still. Because we're expecting other people, I do it, politicians or whatever, he did that, she did that, that's going on. But the peace and the joy and love is here because spirit is here. God, Buddha mind, Christ consciousness, whatever you want to call it, that is here. We have to embody it. And get this, if we all rise up consciously and open the door to our pure potentiality, and power and harmony and prayer and meditation. And what Chris said, say, you're the face of God. Even when they're doing things that are awful, I see you saying namaste. The divine in me recognizes the divine in you. Because everywhere God is, we are that. So peace already exists. We have to just raise our vibrational frequency to that. Joseph Campbell loved his books, Follow Your Bliss, and the universe will open doors where there are only walls. So last year, Christmas Eve, in the mountains of Colorado, where we live, I decided to go outside, and I said, okay, I'm a minister. I was going a year or two of ministry. I have my own ministry, but all this information, I'm a public speaker, I'm a coach, all this stuff's coming in. I'm like, got this whole long goal list. I'm like, I give up, Spirit. What do you want me to do? Jesus, Kuan Yin, Buddha. I was talking to everyone. It's like, what do you want me to do? And a voice said, you need to speak more at every center you walk into. Where to start? Like, oh, you're going to get a phone call. A friend of mine, Holly, knows Jenny, our beautiful treasurer, called me. And said, they're looking for a speaker. I'm like, well, that was quick. February 12th, I walked through those doors. And a voice said, "Oh, you're home." I smelled my mother. I felt I was back in New Orleans, where I'm from. Because I just went, I give up. Tell me what to do and I'll do it. And I'm still writing my book and everything else that Spirit has me to do. But I did not plan on this, and I got my bloated nothingness out of the way because I just kept going, "Oh, what's next?" I had other centers that wanted a lot of money, almost 6 figures. And I said, no, I do love money. God made money, y'all, just to be clear. So I realized, I'm like, I've been holding back. You may be shocked, but I'm an introvert. A lot of public speakers are introverts. I have to have downtime. So for me to be on stage is huge. I used to have awful stage fright. I've done commercials. I've been in a movie. Awful stage fright. I started here, my shaking went away. Because I realized I wasn't doing what other people were telling me to do. I was doing what my higher self was telling me to do. And I have to even do more now. Because I have been holding back. I have 3 books that are completed. I've been sitting on them. Every excuse is in the world. What are we sitting on? Open the doors to your potentiality. Today's talk's going to be a little different because I'm not going to talk so much too. We're going to have a visioning. We're going to do a little meditation because it is time to move forward because we are moving forward. The world is shifting. We are pushed by pain until we are pulled by vision. Michael Beckwith. Lovingly, I would say he doesn't know this, but he's one of my mentors. I've met him over 5 times. Man told me in 2008 at Mile High Church, pulled me on stage. And for the 2,000 people, and I was sitting in the 3rd row, he said, "Get up here." And he grabbed my face. He said, "What are you waiting on?" He didn't even know my name. I wasn't in ministerial school yet. He said, "If you don't do this, you're going to die with your jewels in you. We are not to leave this planet with our gifts in us. Open the door to what we've been putting off. And stop looking for excuses." The ego is really good at excuses. And then we blame outside things. Well, my mom did this, my dad did this, the job did this, politics are doing this, and no more of that. Open the door to what you want. You want peace? It's already there. You want prosperity? It's already there. There is a law of manifestation. This center was founded on it. These women created this building in 1918. First service 1922. That's crazy. They couldn't even vote then. They manifested funds, people, material, and over 100 years is still here. We are powerful. The same power they have, we have. It's time for us to blow the doors off of this. Be love. Be the face of God. Christmas Eve, I talked about the light. Chant, "I am the light." Yesterday, I was meditating. 2 seconds. Spirit's speaking faster now. I'm just noticing that. What's mine to do? A voice said, "Love yourself more in 2024. I was like, damn, that's good. I'm using that tomorrow. And it's like, yeah, you give it to them, but it's yours too. Because I've been a caretaker since I was 14. And I found myself tired. And with losing one of my closest friends in November and hearing how she cared to the entire family, I am blown away. Her heart, Reverend Millie's heart, is beautiful. She was a military nurse. But I am seeing she took care of over 20 people. Wow. And I know she wasn't done. She's showing us, all her friends now, in her passing. She had things she told me she wanted to do, and she didn't have time to do it because she put too many people in front of herself. And she told me something weeks before she left. She said, little caretaker, talking to me, Reverend caretaker. She said, you need to be okay with people effing up their lives. I was like, whoa, Rev. She's like, yeah, don't do what I did. Don't do it. She said, you do what's called to you. Even when you see people maybe going down the drain, you offer support, but you don't try to fix and heal. Now I got love myself more in 2024. We all need to do that. Where are we overworking, overthinking, and a little overgiving of our energy? Make space in the day to just contemplate, be. I said Christmas Eve, light a candle, pull out the Christmas lights or something. Make time. I have spent time in Europe for many years. And they are really more relaxed than we are. We're intense. And we're a baby country. They take siestas. I remember going to Italy, and everything was closed in August. And like, everyone's on vacation? Most of the restaurants were closed. I was shocked and impressed. So open the door to the possibility of being a new you in 2024. Don't do things the way you used to do them, because the world is not the way it used to be. The old world has left. We are stepping into a new consciousness. And 2023 wasn't that bad. Don't be shocked. There was a lot of good that happened in 2023. Bangladesh got rid of a parasite that used to kill about 50,000 people in 2 years. They got rid of it. They found a cure for it. There's a new breast cancer pill in England that just got approved. It's shrinking cancer cells. That was 2023. Belize has eliminated malaria. There's a lot of good. So look, don't run away from 2023. Run into 2024 with hope and possibility. So questions. Now, that's where I'm going to take this down. And if you're willing, and even those of you at home, if you're able, to gently close your eyes. This is a mini visioning coined by Michael Beckwith. And there's questions that you just meditate on just for 2 minutes. And we're only going to do 3. This is usually 6 questions. The first one. What is Spirit's highest vision for my life in 2024? You may get colors. You may hear a word, get a symbol or a feeling in your body. Whatever it is, hold on to it. What is Spirit's highest vision for my life in 2024? And if you have pen and paper or you want to type it in your phone, whatever you got, honor it. The second question: what is to be released to be the vision? Take a deep breath. Feel the floor. What are we to release to become the vision? And third, what spiritual quality I am to embrace for the highest outcome of the vision? What spiritual quality are we to embrace for the highest outcome of the vision for 2024? Take a deep breath. Release the old question, embody this. What quality, what spiritual quality? Slowly come back to the space. Wiggle a finger or a toe. Bring you back to the present. I invite you to trust whatever you felt. Sometimes it's a feeling, a color, a smell. It doesn't even have to be a word. It's a symbol. Maybe feelings in your body or tingles. Welcome, whatever it is. Spirit is always speaking. We have to be still to listen. And listen without judgment. Tell the judgment police to go away. The blame police to go away. And open a new possibility. And be tender with yourself. It's time for tenderness with one another and kindness. And knowing that whatever shows up is showing up for our highest, and to be in a place of love and groundedness. Side note, Greg is here today for a gong bath at 12:30. You may meet with Ricky near the kitchen. It's $25. For if you want to go deeper. Greg, how long is your thing? It's about an hour? About an hour. So people do come here and show up and give themselves a treat. And it's a great way to start the new year. Let's start 2024 a little differently. From a more holistic, loving, peaceful, tender, gracious, kind. Because it all starts with us. Thank you. You may go. Thank you, Greg. Thank you so much for sharing your gifts. And now is time when we give of our time and our talent and especially our treasure. And I even ask those of you online, you may go to altheacenter.org to also give. Before we give, I ask anyone, if you're having a check or even if you're going to use the dip jar in the back, credit card or cash, to hold your gift or tithe in your heart. And together we say, the universe provides all that I need and all I give. With great joy, I share in my prosperity, planting seeds for a world I'm helping to manifest. And so it is. You may give online. There's also a QR code that is on your program. There's the dip jar in the back that's on the back of the table. It lights up, $10 dips with your debit card. And we do appreciate it. And it helps feed Althea and continues to grow Althea. And knowing that everything you give does come back. The universe, just to think of an infinity. It's not a straight line. Everything you give comes back to you. And thank you. And thank you all who do give in your time and talent and treasure to Althea. Thank you very, very much. And now it's time for the prayers of the people here at Althea. If you have a prayer request, we ask that first name only. If you're praying for someone else, make sure in your heart you know they're asking for prayer. This is on YouTube and on Facebook. So only first names, and let's keep it brief. If you want a deeper dive to meet with a prayer practitioner, Rick Kitzman. Rick, where are you? Hand, there's Rick. Darwin's Den, it was mentioned earlier. That is a deeper affirmative prayer, and Rick will hold for you what you may not know for yourself. That's what the foundation of Althea is. So anyone has a prayer request today?
Well, I'm Marilyn, and my good friend Susan is having a very bad bout of COVID. She has all kinds of junk in her throat, and she just can't get rid of it, and I'm just asking for prayers that she gets through this and heals fully. Thank you.
You're welcome. Anyone else? Michael?
Oh, sorry.
That's all right.
This is for a friend of mine. Her name is Dr. Shabana, and I'll leave off the last name as you requested. About 7-8 months ago, she had a surgery on her anus, and they improperly sewed it up. So she's had major difficulties, and recently she had a doctor give her a prescription that helped her be able to go, but she eventually is going to have that surgery redone. Thank you.
What is her name? Oh, Dr. Shavano. Okay. Dr. Shavano. How do you spell that? You get that? Okay.
Anyone else has a prayer request? Do you? Yep.
Well, being the last day of the year and tomorrow being the first day, I just want to write on Christina's little call to action thing. I think you said break down the doors or bust the doors open. Something to the effect that there's going to be a revolutionary consciousness shift, and Althea is going to be the leader of that. So I pray that we can rise up to that potential for 2024.
Yes. Yay.
Well, thank you. And now we have a treat. We have an organ back here, this beautiful pipe organ. And our wonderful Daryl, who gives us so much of his time and his talent. And they are performing. I'm going to go over here and enjoy it.
Good morning. There I am.
There we go.
So please stand as you're able and join us in our community song for this new year. Should old acquaintance be forgot and never brought to mind? Should old acquaintance be forgot and days of auld lang syne? For auld lang syne, my dear, for auld lang syne, we'll drink a cup of kindness yet for the sake of auld lang syne. We too have paddled in the stream from morning sun till night. The seas between us, Lord, and swell since the days of auld lang syne. For auld lang syne, my dear, for auld lang syne, we'll drink a cup of kindness yet for the sake of auld lang syne. Now Bob's going to give us a closing
Thank you.
prayer.
All righty, grab a hand for the last time this year. Something wonderful is happening to me right now.
Something wonderful is happening to me right now.
It is that thing called life.
Is that thing called life?
I see new doors opening.
I see new doors opening.
My heart is pulling me forward.
My heart is pulling me forward.
I know it.
I know it.
I feel it.
I feel
And
it.
I am it.
I am it.
And so it is. Happy New
So
Year.
it is. Thank you, Bob.